It's time for Angels spring training baseball this afternoon from Tempe Diablo Stadium. The Angels get ready to take on the Cleveland Indians. It's another beautiful day in the Valley. Angel fans making their way into Tempe Diablo Stadium. This is Terry Smith along with Jose Mota. Could be a long day for the Angels on many fronts, Jose. Split squad day for the Angels today. And we could get some news as far as Kendrys Morales and also Jason Isringhausen.
Yeah, it could be exciting here. A couple of guys that I know all fans that we have been waiting actually to hear from Kendrys Morales. He will be running, in fact, and maybe even playing a little bit later. Isringhausen has been itching to take them out. We'll see him in action here today.
Well, the Angels are certainly hoping to ignite that offense even more with the return of Morales possibly, but the offense has been pretty good so far this spring.
It's not just about the numbers, Terry. It's about the way they're going about their business. Setting up as a table setters, getting on base. That's been pretty much a pattern here early in spring training, making it easy for the Pujolses and the Torrey Hunters and the Vernon Welleses of the world. Everybody has been contributing, but most impressive to me is just the patience at the plate, the plans being executed, and the issues in forcing throws and taking the extra base. Angels are getting jumps, Angels are getting results, and so far so good. Even on their average per game right now, over 6. That's pretty amazing.
The Angels also lead Major League Baseball this spring in on-base percentage. Well, it's more than just hitting, it's also pitching, and maybe one of the question marks still looming for the Angels a couple weeks into spring training is the number 5 spot in the rotation.
Garrett Richards has only helped his cause. He takes him out here today, and he has been really working with Mike Butcher, the pitching coach, on a couple of things. Keeping the ball down, trusting your velocity. Oh, and one more thing. A nice, clean, repeatable delivery that allows him to make quality pitches and keep the ball down in the zone. On the other game, because it is a split squad, lefty Brett Mills, acquired from Toronto, has also been impressive because he throws strikes, he's shown great command, and of course, a plus changeup.
Well, pitchers need catchers. The Angels have 3 on the Major League roster. 2 of them have seen a lot of action. 1 of them hasn't.
Yeah, Bobby Wilson played a lot early. He's been hobbled by a quad strain, but he should be back on the field here very soon. Now, from the offensive side, Conger is getting a lot of at-bats and also getting a lot of results from both sides of the plate. And also the new addition for the Angels, Chris Iannetta, has been calling very good games. He has shown that he's a good gap-to-gap hitter. He's incorporating all that plan that he has with Mickey Hancher in the mornings. And for Hank Conger, it's good to see him once in a while go the other way and get the RBI because we know he's a talented young man. He just needs to relax. But Terry, with any of these 3 guys right here, you cannot go wrong because their number one thing is to call a good ball game.
Well, not only are the catchers on the spot, some of the young players are as well. We thought we'd see a lot of Mike Trout by this time here this spring, but he has been sidelined because of an illness. That's given some other young opportunities for some players as well.
Yeah, you talk about a guy like Cole Calhoun, a local product here in Arizona who has been dazzling on the field. He has taken advantage of the opportunities he's gotten in ball games defensively, making plays like this, getting great jumps, and being well prepared. And with the bat, even though he's seen a lot of left-handed pitching, he stays right in there, uses the middle of the field, and has shown a lot of maturity right now for a guy that's only played single-A baseball.
Well, Jose had a chance to visit with Mike Scioscia and talk about those 2 young players.
Couple young players impressive here. Cole Calhoun, one of them, and Ariel Pena. What can you tell us about what you've seen here in camp?
Well, those 2 guys have been very impressive. Ariel Pena is a kid that's coming quickly through our organization. You can see why. He's got a terrific fastball, slider combination with a good changeup, showed very good command. We're excited about where he is and how he'll start to surface on our depth chart as the season moves on, and same with Cole Calhoun. Had a great year in the Cal League. This guy's a baseball player, first baseman, outfielder, a good left-handed hitter, and he's shown very well so far in camp.
That's Angels manager Mike Scioscia. Well, we mentioned at the top we could have some other news as this game develops. One of the items today is Kendrys Morales.
By now, he should have been running and maybe even playing in the minor leagues as a DH, 4 or 5 at-bats. Hopefully he has crossed that major hurdle, Terry.
Jason Isringhausen will also pitch for the Angels. A lot of veteran relievers will see action today here against the Indians. Well, it's the Angels and the Indians. We'll have the starting lineups and the start of today's game from Tempe, and it's coming up next on Fox Sports West.
Terry Smith, great to have you on this beautiful day here in the Valley of the Sun as the Angels have made their way onto the field. Manny Acta and his Cleveland Indians have a record of 4-7, and here's their lineup. Felix Pierre will lead off in center field. Batting second is second baseman Jason Kipnis. Batting third, all-star shortstop Asdrubal Cabrera. Batting fourth is Travis Hafner, designated hitter. Batting fifth is Russ Kanzler playing first base. Fred Lewis will follow, play left field, batting sixth. Brian Spielborgs is in right field, batting seventh. Lonnie Chisenhall is the third baseman for the Indians, batting eighth, and the catcher Luke Carlin will be batting ninth. Garrett Richards gets ready on the mound for the Halos, and they have a 7-5 record right now here in the exhibition season. Lineup with Eric Ibar, who is 10 for 24 so far, is at shortstop. Howie Kendrick is 11 for 20. He is at second base. Albert Pujols with 8 RBIs leads the ball club at first base, batting third. Torrey Hunter in right field, batting fourth. Batting fifth is Vernon Wells in left field. Bobby Abreu is a designated hitter, batting sixth. Mark Trumbo has big news, back at third base, looking more and more comfortable. Trumbo at third, batting seventh. Chris Iannetta is the Angels catcher and batting eighth. And batting ninth is Peter Borges, the Angels center fielder.
All right, Jose, we're just about set for baseball. Rob Drake is the home plate umpire today. We have a 3-man crew for this game. The other umpires on the bases, Doug Eddings and Barry Larson. Richards has the sign. We're ready. Here's the game's first pitch. It's a little bit low. We're underway. The count 1 ball, no strikes on Felix Pierre. 75 degrees at game time today. Bright sunshine here in the Valley. The 1-0. That one is cut on and missed, and the count even. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Dimensions at Tempe Diablo. 340 to left field. 367 to right. 420 to center, and the power alleys go 400. The 1-1 pitch. That's outside, and the count 2 balls, 1 strike. Richards is making his third start. And so far this spring, a 2-0 record. ERA 3.60. The 2-1 on PA, and he swings and misses a high fastball. He threw it right by him. 2-2 the count.
Nice delivery. He's been working with Mike Butcher on repeating it, being consistent. As you repeat your mechanics, good things also happen with that ball you're throwing around the zone.
So he has 2 strikes on their leadoff man, and the 2-2 pitch. That one is a fastball high. It's a full count, 3-2. Richards will throw the fastball, top out around 97. He has a good sinker, good slider. He'll throw a changeup. The 3-2 payoff pitch, fouled off on the left side, backing out of play. So the count holding at 3-2 on Felix Pierre, who last season was with the Baltimore Orioles. And a year ago he hit just 220, played in AAA last season as well.
He is trying to make the ball club. He is not on the 40-man roster.
Signed a minor league deal with the Indians, and he swings and tips that one foul. So he's battling here against Richards. The count remains 3 balls, 2 strikes.
So it's PA, one-time prized prospect coming up through the Chicago Cubs system. They thought he fit the prototype of a leadoff hitter with speed and good range in the outfield.
Again, the 3-2. He takes a called third strike on the inside corner. Struck him out looking. Good looking pitch.
Well, those are the good things that happen when you're consistent with your mechanics delivery. He's got great balance right now and a fantastic follow through with his pitches. Remember, Richards also throws a heavy sinker, and he can average close to 95 miles an hour.
So the batter is the left-handed hitting second baseman Jason Kipnis. The first 4 hitters in their lineup will swing from the left side, and the first pitch he takes that one for a strike.
I have an update already on Kendrys Morales. His first at bat, he singled to center field.
How about that?
In the minor league game.
Wow. And the pitch on its way. That one is low and in. He's leading off. So we'll get maybe 4 or 5 at-bats updates on how Morales is doing. Off to a good start. Here's one that's fouled back behind the plate, 1-2. So who knows, depending on how he comes out of today, we might see him in a game with the Angels, maybe as soon as Sunday. They might give him the day off tomorrow. You never know. Or he might be itching to get in the Angel lineup tomorrow. Who knows?
So we're going to find out how he comes out today. Right? You know, there's a lot of things that you just can't duplicate in the practice field that happen when you run the bases, when you're at bat, when your mind is rolling now. It's about thinking about at-bats. But he was actually pointing this way, trying to convince Mike Socha, just let me play over there today.
All right, play on the big field. The 1-2 pitch bounced on the right side of the infield. It's fielded there by Kendrick. Flips to Richards, the pitcher covering, and they just nip Kipnis. So that'll go as a 4-1 ground out. Second baseman to pitcher covering first.
It's one of those plays that Mike Socha was asked about before games started, because Albert Pujols plays so far off the bag and off the line, where this play might become something routine with those balls hit to the right of Pujols, where he's not going to have time to get back to the bag. The pitcher has a bigger responsibility to get to the base.
Yeah, we might see more 4-1 ground outs than we're accustomed to.
Ready.
Here's the next batter, and this is Asdrubal Cabrera, and he fouls one off into the Angels dugout on the first base side.
And you well know that if Albert Pujols was a rookie, it would be something to talk about, but he is a Gold Glover, and they're not going to question where he feels more comfortable playing. Of course, it's flexible according to the pie chart.
And the pitch on its way. That's a called strike on the inside corner. 0-2 the count.
You look at the spray chart and see where guys hit the ball, and of course Albert through the years has been quite flexible with that, adjusting.
Garrett Richards with the 0-2. Checking the swing is Cabrera. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Struck him out, and the inning is over. So Richards picks up against Cleveland, where he saw them his last time out on Sunday at 3 scoreless innings, and he retires 3 in a row here in the top of the first inning. We've completed a half inning of play here in Tempe. It's Cleveland 0. The Angels coming to bet on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. We get ready to move to the bottom of the first inning. No score here in Tempe. Kevin Slowey on the hill for Cleveland, and his first pitch today. That one is a little bit low. The count 1 ball, no strikes. Eric Ibar leads it off, switch hitter. And he's having a very good spring, hitting a little bit over 400 right now. The pitch, he lifts one high in the air, and he hit it well into right field. Going back is Spilborn's out of here. First home run of the spring for Eric Ibar, and a no-doubter. He hit that one a good 400 feet out there in deep right field.
And the hottest team offensively in the American League here in preseason continues to stay hot thanks to everybody at the top of that lineup in the middle and in the bottom. Here we go again.
He hit that one off the batting cage that is behind the right field wall, and he really put a charge into it. 1-0 Angels. Howie Kendrick at the plate. That one is in there for a called strike.
Well, Kevin Slowey is a fly ball pitcher, and it is a bad combination to pitch up here in this thin air.
Next pitch, Howie hits one high in the air into shallow left field. Fred Lewis is there under, and he was battling a little bit with that one, but makes the grab for the first out. Albert Pujols will be the next batter.
So 2 batters, 2 fly balls.
This copyrighted broadcast presented by Authority of Angels Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball. Here's Albert, who's had a couple of home runs this spring, and he takes the first pitch for a strike. Pujols hitting .421, 8 hits, 19 times up. Slowey is ready, and the pitch, and there is a rocket that is hit in the deep left center field. Out of here! That was a line drive that got out in no time. Pujols with his 3rd home run this spring, and boy did he hit it over 400 feet.
Well, the big man points to the sky as it is typical when he scores, and this is a no-doubter line drive out of here. Talking to Pujols this morning, he was 0 for 3 yesterday, and he told me, you know what really bothered me was not that I made outs. What bothered me was that I didn't stay with a plan. I needed to be on plan. What was like looking for yesterday against the Reds, today the plan is back, Terry.
Yeah, he's on the plan today. There's no doubt about it. Torrey Hunter batting now, and he takes the pitch low. So Slowey has faced 3 batters, and 2 of them have hit the ball a combined 900 feet against them.
Did I tell you he was a fly ball pitcher?
That's right. There's one that's chopped on the third base side, a foul ball.
Well, just imagine Slowey got traded to Colorado for a brief time, never pitched for the Rockies. Can you have imagined this combination, fly ball pitcher pitching in Denver half of the time?
Not a real good fit, you would think. Here's the pitch. There's a breaking ball. It's grounded right to short, and it's fielded by Cabrera. He will throw out Torrey, and that's the second out. 6-3 on the ground out. Vernon Wells would be the next batter.
And again, we're talking about a guy on the mound that came out to the Minnesota Twins system. Strike thrower, a lot of fastballs down to the zone. Many people thought he'd be another Brad Radke type of guy, but Terry, he has not been efficient at all the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, last year with Minnesota, winless, he was 0-8 with an ERA of 6.67. He gave up 10 home runs in less than 60 innings in the big leagues last year. He's given up a pair already here in the first inning today. Vernon Wells looks at a strike on the outside corner.
And Slowey's actually trying to get into the number 5 spot in the Cleveland rotation. And right now the leader on the board is youngster Gianmar Gomez.
David Huff is also in the mix, and he is slated to pitch in relief in this game. The Angels have already faced him once this spring and really knocked him around. There was a ball game here. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Next one on Vernon. That's low and outside. So the fans who have filed in once again here at Tempe Diablo not disappointed with the start of this ball game.
Well, it seems like every start here in Tempe, there have been some runs on the board in the first inning.
Yeah. 2 balls, 1 strike. Next pitch. Wells taking that one low and outside. It's 3-1. Vernon Wells so far in the Cactus League hitting .227, but I think that's a bit deceiving because he's really hit the ball hard. He's had a lot of loud outs.
Yes, he has.
The 3-1. He rips a ball but foul on the third base side. That had Dino Ebel, the third base coach, ducking to get out of the way.
That's the best pitch Slowey has thrown so far. 2-seam fastball running in, tied up Vernon Wells. That's a pitcher perhaps with last year's swing. He would have broken his bat, kept it fair because he was not staying inside the ball as much.
The count full with 2 outs. Payoff pitch. That's fouled off on the right side, backing out of play.
Vernon had a longer swing. He describes it as a more pressured swing, just not fluid, and he's been working hard to get it out of there, and so far so good.
Bobby Abreu would be up next. Bobby's off to a little bit of a slow start here in the Cactus League. Slowey taking a long time between pitches, and again the 3-2 delivery, swung on and missed. He got him, struck him out, and that'll end the inning. But some fireworks in the first inning. The Angels with 2 hits. They both left the ballpark. 2 runs in the inning. In the inning, no errors and nobody left. After 1, it's 2-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Inning from Tempe, it's 2-0 Angels. Travis Hafner leads it off for Cleveland. First ball swinging, he lines a single into center field. Played in on a hop by Peter Borges out there. Low line drive single for Hafner, so he's aboard. Russ Kanzler will be the next batter. Oh, you understand Kendrys Morales now 2 for 3, playing in some minor league games. He's actually rotating games. He's the leadoff man, and he's had 3 at-bats with 2 hits, couple of singles. He's played in a game for the Angels AAA club Salt Lake and AA club Arkansas, and they're playing the Diamondbacks farm clubs today.
Keep in mind, when we say leading off, it doesn't mean he's leading off in the lineup. He's leading off according to where the inning is and whatever field he goes to, he's a leadoff guy no matter what.
Right.
It doesn't matter what order.
So that's how he's gotten all these at bats already. And the pitch, it's fouled off on the right side, and now shaken up a little bit is Iannetta. That one got a piece of him, so Mike Scioscia goes out, one of the Angels athletic trainers as well. Fans, subscribe to MLB.TV Premium today and watch over 150 select spring training games live with no blackouts, and every regular season game live or on demand on your favorite devices. Visit Angels.com for details.
That ball got Iannetta in his throwing elbow. And of course, with a minute on base, you're going to have that throwing arm more exposed. But clearly, he took a direct shot right off the bat and right into his right elbow.
In the Angels' other split squad game today in Peoria, the Angels have a 1-0 lead in the first inning against the Padres. Hank Conger has had an RBI hit to give the Angels the lead in that one. Brad Mills is the starting pitcher for the Angels in that game.
This ball Iannetta took is causing enough concern with they're trying to do a certain test on squeezing. Squeezing a fist and also doing some feeling around his forearm. Mike Scioscia's right down there with him. I mean, talk about somebody that went through it and knows what Iannetta's going through right now. I'm sure the Angels will be very cautious here.
So they're giving Iannetta enough time to see whether or not he's going to be able to stay in the ball game. You kind of sense he certainly wants to, but whether or not he's physically able to remains to be seen. And now it would appear that he is going to stay in the game. He's taking a few warm-up tosses from Garrett Richards.
Mike Scioscia very closely watching. He didn't like the first toss that Iannetta made to the mound. Mike Scioscia didn't like. The second toss went over the pitcher's head, and he's out.
Yeah, they're going to lift him, so hopefully nothing too severe there, but certainly enough concern to take him out of the game. The Angels are a little bit thin catching-wise because Bobby Wilson has been sidelined for a number of days with a tight quad muscle, and he's expected to be back in the lineup sometime this weekend. So we'll see what the Angels do here as far as a catcher, and they actually have to go to the bullpen to bring in a catcher. You see those relievers come in from the bullpen. Today you're going to see a catcher come in from the bullpen.
Oh, the beauty of spring training. It looks like Alberto Rosario is making his way back, and Rosario has already been sent down to the minor leagues. And before he knows it, he'll be catching here in the big leagues again in the second inning.
So Iannetta will leave the game with some sort of an injury, and he did not end up batting today. He was scheduled to bat out of the number 8 spot, would be the third batter for the Angels in the bottom of the second, but his day is done, and he'll be replaced by Rosario. In the meantime, Richards just trying to stay loose. He's playing catch out there with third baseman Mark Trumbo.
Hey fans, the second annual 5K and Fun Run will take place April 22nd, and participants will run and walk on a baseball themed course that goes through Angel Stadium and finishes at FanFest. All participants receive a commemorative shirt and a voucher for a future Angels game, so you can sign up today at angels.com/5K, and the proceeds from the event will benefit the Angels Baseball Foundation.
So Rosario takes over behind the plate. So letting him get loose out there as Richards throws him a few warm-up tosses. Tomorrow the Angels continue the Cactus League with a ball game against the Milwaukee Brewers, and that'll be right here in Tempe. See Ron Renicke's club, and Jared Weaver will pitch in that ball game. Dan Herron will face the Dodgers on Sunday. So back to the action here with the runner at first. No outs. Angels up 2-0 in the second. Counts 0-2 on Kanzler, and he tries to hold up on that breaking ball, and he went around, struck him out. Got him with a good slider right there, and Richards has his third strikeout already against the first 5 hitters he's faced.
So a catcher comes in, he immediately puts down the 3 sign, gets down on his knees and blocks well. So Rosario was paying a lot of attention out there in that bullpen, Terry,
I guess.
as he should have.
Yeah. So Fred Lewis is the batter. He's a left-handed hitter. Lewis this spring hitting .167, 2 hits, 12 times up. Signed a minor league deal with the Indians after playing last year with the Reds, and he fouls that one back to our left out of play. Not much of a breeze today here in Tempe. The weather, though, it's going to start to take a turn here over the weekend. And Sunday, the forecast is not very good. The pitch, that's low and inside. In fact, they're saying the high might be around 60 degrees, and they're predicting a lot of rain here on Sunday. So we'll see what happens. That's when the Angels are slated to play the Dodgers in Glendale.
I heard they haven't had measurable rain here since December.
Wow.
Here in the area.
Here's the pitch. That one is high, pops off the mid of the catcher Rosario. No advancement by Hafner, who's a slow runner over at first base. 2-1 on Fred Lewis.
In case you just tuned in, Kendrys Morales is playing in the minor league field. So far, he is 2 for 4. That's the latest update, 2 for 4.
Here's the pitch. That's popped up on the left side, foul, backing out of play.
Morales is playing against the Diamondbacks organization, AA and AAA teams. He is getting plenty of at-bats. I believe he's going to get 5 today. And Terry, hopefully he'll pass every test, and we'll see him in action with the big league club very soon.
Yeah. 2-2 the count. Here's the next pitch. That's fouled off. Back to the screen, and the count stays at 2-2. Just talking about the forecast for this weekend. If Sunday turns out to be what they're predicting, I would think the Angels would certainly shy away from having Morales on the field on a sloppy track.
You better count on it.
Yeah.
You can count on that right now.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that. So maybe tomorrow we could see him, and that would be a game here against the Brewers. The 2-2 fouled back again to the screen. So the count holding, 2 balls, 2 strikes on Lewis. Angels are 7-5 in the Cactus League, and the Indians, they've played a few more games. They are 4-7-3.
3 ties already.
Yep, they've played 14 games. The pitch, and Lewis checking the swing on that one. The Angels won an appeal, but will not get it. It's a pitch that misses, and it's a full count. 3-2.
Indians offense getting into 250s collectively this spring. They come in at 257, but their pitching, their ERA is at 5.30. Before the 2 given up by Slowey in the first inning.
3-2 pitch. That is a called third strike, and Lewis knew it. Struck him out looking. So Richards is racking up strikeouts. He's had 4 of them against the first 6 batters.
He has had tremendous control, great command. Movement is there. Confidence in his breaking ball. You can tell, of course, just piling up more innings here in spring training. He is getting sharper as the innings pass.
So here's Spilborghs. He is a right-handed batter, and the first pitch, he takes one in there. That had him flinching, and it's in there for a called strike. 0-1. Spilborghs with the Rockies last year hit only .210, played in 98 games. Can play all 3 outfield spots. He signed a minor league deal with the Indians during the offseason, trying to win a spot on their opening day roster as a reserve outfielder, and he takes that pitch. It's 1-1.
He is born and still lives in Santa Barbara. Beautiful country, Terry.
Yep. Played his college baseball at UC Santa Barbara. He's a gaucho. The pitch, and that one is high. 2 balls, 1 strike. Speaking of UC Santa Barbara, one of the best baseball players ever played for them, Michael Young of the Texas Rangers.
Of the Texas Rangers. The new Rangers.
Yep.
American League champions consecutive years.
There's a pitch cut on and missed by Spilborghs. 2-2 the count. Infield is back. The outfield is shading him a little bit the opposite way when the Angels bat in the bottom of this inning. Abreu, Trumbo, and Rosario against Slowey. It's 2-0 Halos. Here's the pitch, and that is low and outside.
So Richards has now gotten to that window where he can be stretched out to 60-65 pitches here this afternoon. Last time out he was so efficient he had to go throw in the bullpen after he was done here on the main field.
He's ready to come in with the payoff. The runner at first goes. It's a ball bounced right to short, gobbled up by Ibar. The throw to first is in time, and the inning is over on a 6-3 ground out. So they got the leadoff hit from Hafner, and then that was it, as Richards retires the next 3 in a row. No runs, their first hit, no errors. They leave a runner on. We're headed to the bottom of the 2nd inning. It's 2-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Bottom of the second we go. 2-0 Angels. Bobby Abreu will be the first batter up for the Halos. Trumbo and Rosario will follow. Slowey is set. Here's his first pitch. Bobby takes that one on the outside part of the plate. That's a called strike.
This kind of guy that can get Bobby going again. He's a strike thrower, and Bobby needs to go out there and get that timing down and start hacking away.
Next pitch. He lifts one in the air into fairly shallow right center. Camping under, making the catch is Spilborghs. Easy play. One gone here in the Angels' second. Mark Trumbo will bat. Fans opening night is rapidly approaching. The 2012 season kicks off Friday night, April the 6th. The Angels take on the Kansas City Royals with game time at 7:05. Opening night will include a pregame flyover and the first Big Bang Friday of the season. Don't miss out on the exciting night. Purchase your tickets at the Angels Stadium ticket office or at angels.com. Here's Trumbo, who's playing third base for the Angels today and batting for the first time. He takes that one low and outside. Mark hasn't had any action over at the hot corner so far, with Richards racking up strikeouts, 4 strikeouts, and there have been a couple of ground outs against him, but the ground outs were not balls hit to third base. 1-0 pitch, low and outside. 2-0 the count. Angels with the red tops, white pants, and the Indians have the dark blue tops, the red numerals and lettering, and they have the gray pants. Here's the next pitch. That's fouled back behind the plate.
Tied him up with a little rolling breaking ball inside.
These two teams, the Angels and Indians, will square off a week from today in Goodyear, and that'll be another split squad day for the Angels. The Angels will play 2 road games that day on the 23rd, next Friday. One against Milwaukee and one against Cleveland. The pitch, it's low and outside. 3-1. This is the last visit for the Tribe here at Tempe Diablo. They were here, you might recall, on Sunday as well. The 3-1 pitch. There's a bouncer through into left center field. That'll be a base hit, a 1-out single for Mark Trumbo.
You see Trumbo making the adjustment when he got tied up in the previous pitch inside. Did not get extended, but he was kind of pushing through the zone too much this time. Stays back a little bit more and spins a little quicker, and that allows him to get those hands through.
Alberto Rosario will bat. He's batting out of Ionetta's spot. Yet to get any more news on Ionetta since he was forced to leave the ball game. He was hit by a foul tip. And Rosario steps up to the plate. There goes Trumbo. He's running, and it's a ground ball. It's hit to the shortstop. The Angels stay out of the double play. The only chance for Cabrera is a throw to first. It'll get Rosario, but Trumbo, who is running on the pitch, is at second with 2 outs for Peter Borges.
Good job by the youngster. Hit and run play. Good job by Trumbo. Did not need a great jump, just looking inside to see where that ball is put in play, and Rosario does his job, hitting it on the ground.
That was only Rosario's 5th at bat this spring for the Angels. He's now 1 for 5.
You know what? That's the way of Mike Socha, Terry, taking the pressure off of him too. So I'm going to put it very simple for you. Hit and run. Put her in play.
Here's Peter Borges, his first at bat today, the 9-hole hitter, and he takes, and that's in there for a called strike. Borges 6 hits, 18 times up. Driven in a run, 333 batting average here in the Cactus League. Angels lead at 2-0, batting in the bottom of the second. Here's the pitch. That is low and outside.
That's a pitch that Peter Borges has learned to lay off of, especially early in the count. He was seeing a lot of those early last season, a lot of breaking balls down and away and chasing them. And then they would finish him off with a lot of high fastballs. He really made a quick turnaround in the middle of the year in his pitch selection.
1-1 the count as Slowey will throw to second, and diving back to the bag is Trumbo.
See, now they think Trumbo's a space stealer. Terry,
That's
what's
right.
going on?
Well, but he had 9 stolen bases last year for the Angels, so he can run a little bit for a big guy.
He gets a jump.
Yep.
Remember, there was a little talk of 2020 last year.
That's right.
Around June or so.
Yep. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Ripped down the left field side, tight to the line, but it's pulled foul. That was another rocket. Borges has that quick bat, and he really got around in a hurry on that one.
He does. It seems like home runs we've seen him hit at the big league level have been all balls that just take off and go. Doesn't hit a lot of high, deep fly balls.
So he had the home run distance for sure, but he pulled it foul. And the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Peter Borges grew up here in the Valley. The 1-2 pitch. He takes that one high. 2-2 the count on the Angels center fielder.
That was pitch number 27 for Kevin Slowey. Righty from Conroe, Texas.
Slowey has the sign. And ready to work. Leading off second is Trumbo. The next pitch, and Peter gets a piece of it, fouling it back behind the plate. Still 2-2. All the times we've seen the Angels face the Indians so far this spring, Jose, we've yet to see Carlos Santana behind the plate, their regular catcher.
Magnificent young catcher.
Yeah.
Switch hitter. Catcher first baseman with great power. Off to a slow start here this spring.
Santana last year for the Tribe had 27 homers, and he only missed 7 games for them last year.
The way they got him rest was by playing him in center field, because they're missing so many guys due to injuries, and he was being so productive. So his off days were mostly spent playing first base.
Yep, he played 63 games, started 63 games at first base, and he started 88 games for them behind the plate. This year, they're thinking he's going to catch a lot more games than he did last year. He was coming off the knee surgery back in the 2010 season. He had surgery on his left knee in August that year.
Yeah, plus the question of Laporta is not there anymore. It's they have an everyday first baseman, and former Angel Casey Kochman now. Right?
2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the next delivery, and that one is a breaking ball, swung on and missed. The ball was dropped by the catcher, and Carlin picks it up, fires the first base to complete the strikeout, and that will end the inning. So the Angels pretty quiet here in the second. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, a runner left on. Third inning is coming up in Tempe. It's 2-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Third inning baseball. First pitch on its way from Garrett Richards. It's a ball to Lonnie Chisenhall. He leads things off for Cleveland, and the 1-0 delivery. That one is outside. Fans, Angels baseball is back. Individual game tickets for the 2012 season are now on sale. Make your plans to take in Big Bang Fridays, Family Sundays, many promotional nights, and great opponents like the Yankees and Red Sox. Purchase your tickets today at Angels.com or the Angels Stadium ticket office. Next pitch, that one is fouled off on the left side, and it's 2-1 on Chisenhall. He's hitting .235 in the Cactus League. Left-handed batter, and he lines one foul down near his bullpen area. The Indians bullpen running alongside the left field foul line. Bullpen, open air bullpen in foul territory down that left side.
Well, that was a heavy fastball. He just dropped the barrel, and that ball took off like a laser.
The count even. Here's the 2-2 pitch. He got him swinging, swung on and missed, struck him out. Another strikeout for Richards, number 5 today. 5 of the first 8 batters have struck out. Boy, he is really pitching well.
He is letting his fastball run, not overthrowing it. And that was another great location there, outer half, cutting away, trailing away from the lefty.
So here's Carlin set to bat. He's their catcher today, and he takes that pitch for a strike. Gotten word on the injury to Angels catcher Chris Iannetta. We'll update you on that in just a moment. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that one is tipped foul right by the plate.
Oh, sorry.
That's all we need is to have another Angel catcher go down. Rosario, who's in there for Iannetta, he and Richards were battery mates last year at AA Arkansas, so they have a good working relationship. Chris Iannetta left the game with a contusion.
Right elbow.
On his right elbow, his throwing elbow, and he's listed as day to day. The 2-strike pitch on Carlin. That's high and outside.
See Rosario immediately pointing at Richards. Yes, they know each other very well. He overthrew that breaking ball there.
Yep. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Luke Carlin. He played in AAA last year, and he swings and misses that pitch, and he is down on strikes.
Well, just making his way next to Mike Scioscia is Kendrys Morales. His day is done. He went 2 for 5, and Kendrys right now has a big smile on his face, and there's a reason. 2 for 5 in the minor league games. You can see if you're watching on Fox Sports West that he had the opportunity to slide, and Terry, that is great news just to see him back on the field.
A lot of people happy to hear Morales back competing again. And we'll see when he is in the Angel lineup. Could be sometime this weekend. Here's the pitch. That one is low and inside. 2-0 the count.
You know who's really itching to watch him play is new Angels general manager Jerry Dipoto. He has never seen Kendrys Morales play as an Angel.
Right. Here's the next pitch, and that one is a strike on the low fastball, about knee high. 2-1 to count on PA. 2-0 Angels. We're in the 3rd inning. Angels had a pair of home runs in the bottom of the 1st, Ibar and Pujols. The 2-1 pitch, low and away.
Of course, going back to Morales again, I played minor league games today, 2 for 5. And hopefully tomorrow, Terry, no new pains or aches or anything like that as he recovers from playing a few innings today.
Next delivery, it's bounced on an easy hop to second. Kendrick has it. He will throw out PA, and the inning ends on the round out the second base. So that's 6 in a row retired by Richards. No runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left. Bottom of the 3rd coming, and it's 2-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Eric Ibar will lead off the Angels third. It's 2-0 Halos. Ibar hit a home run to right field his first time up as he faces Slowey for the second time in this ball game. Here's the first pitch, and this time he pops a bunt. It's going to bounce out to the shortstop. Long throw way offline by Cabrera. Wasn't the greatest bunt you'll ever see, but it's a bunt single to start things off here in the Angels' third inning.
Yeah, but you know what? That's by design, and Alfredo Griffin works with Eric on this. You draw in the third baseman. That's what you want, and then you slap the ball past the third baseman, and you just keep going. It's a tough bunt to defend. You have to really work on it to perfect it. It has to be the right pitch, but if you don't try, you're not going to get it. Alfredo, you can see that smile at first base, man. Very proud.
So the batter now is Kendrick. Ibar leading off first, not going. The pitch, that's outside. Fans Welk Resorts and Angels Radio AM 830 have teamed up to bring you the official AM 830 fan club. Get AM 830 event and team news and updates all season long. Log on to am830fanclub.com. That's am830fanclub.com.
I'm looking for Howie Kendrick going gap to gap here. Get something good to hit.
Slowey is ready. Here's his pitch. That's way low and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Pujols waiting on deck. Kendrick flight out to left field his first time up today. He's had a very good bat so far in the Cactus League. Came into the game hitting .550. He's had 11 hits now and 21 times up. A couple of homers. He's driven in 7 runs. There goes the runner Ibar, and the pitch, it's bounced on a high hop to third. Only one chance for an out. The throw by Chisenhall is in time, and on the play, moving up to second. He was running on the pitch as Ibar.
So runners in motion once again. This is a straight steal on a 2-0 count there, not a hit and run. Of course, hit and run 2-0, you're not going to do that very often. You can do that against certain pitchers and certain batters, but not the way Howie Kendrick has been swinging the bat.
So here is Pujols, who homered his first time up, hitting his third one this spring. He's had 9 hits this spring, and 3 of them have been home runs. Hit here could mean another run for the Angels, who lead it 2-0 in the third, and the pitch that's low and outside.
After his first at bat, I was talking about the plan and how he goes up there with something planned that he's going to look for, and if he doesn't see it, he doesn't swing. You saw he took that slider there. He's trying to set him up.
1-0 pitch. Low and away.
You can tell he was ready for the fastball. But it doesn't mean any fastball has to be something you can handle. And that's the difference between guys that set the standard for being outstanding hitters and consistency, and anybody else that just says fastball, let me swing just because it is a fastball.
2 balls, no strikes on Pujols. The pitch low and outside. So it's now 3-0, and Slowey with first base open here, not giving Albert anything to swing at on the first 3.
You hear the fans booing?
Well, we saw that happen when the Indians were here earlier in the week, when Huff was on the mound. Same thing. He's warming up right now for Cleveland, just playing catch down in their bullpen. He'll likely be taking over for Slowey once he is lifted in this game. Pujols backs out of the box, tired of waiting on Slowey. Torrey Hunter, the batter, waiting on deck. Next pitch had the green light and fouls that one back behind the plate. 3-1.
He was geared in for that fastball. And he did not miss that first one he saw in the first inning, boy. What a rocket out of here. Pujols already with 3 home runs and 9 RBI here in the spring.
So it's 3 balls, 1 strike. And Slowey steps off the rubber.
Why would he throw him another fastball right here?
He checks second. Ibar leading off the bag. 3-1 pitch. There's a high drive that is absolutely crushed into left center field, out by the wall, and it's going to be a ball that is caught out there.
Great play. Felix Pierre got a track of this one right off the crack of the bat.
He ran that one down. That ball gave out just a little bit. It was a towering drive into deep left center, and the center fielder went and ran it down right near the wall. On the play, Ibar was able to tag and move to third base.
Even with the sound of the bat, you could tell it got in on him a little bit.
Yeah.
And it still traveled.
So that one stayed in the park. He still hit it about 400 feet. That's where it goes, out in the gap out there in left center. Just a long out. Torre at the plate takes a pitch for a strike.
Well, the fans can't complain. They got him to swing the bat.
Yep. Here's the pitch, and that one is low and inside. 1-1 on Torre. A base hit means a run, 2 outs. We'll see if Torre can come through. He's had 4 RBIs so far this spring. Drove in 82 a year ago for the Angels. Slowey is taking his time out there today. He's had to work with a lot of people on base in this game, a lot of runners in scoring position. He's back looking in for the sign. And now he's going to have a word with his catcher, Luke Carlin.
There's something, Terry, that Slowey has seen a lot for the last couple of seasons. A lot of people on base.
Fans, don't forget Kaiser Permanente Family Sundays at the Big A are the perfect way to spend time with your family on the weekend. Free activities for kids include a wide variety of games and arts and crafts. The first Family Sunday takes place on April the 8th. That's coming up in less than a month. You can purchase your tickets by visiting the Angels Stadium ticket office or angels.com. 1-1 on Hunter. Breaking ball low and away. 2-1 to count.
Torrey Hunter having a solid spring. We talked about the protection Morales could provide for Pujols, but the biggest beneficiary of this whole Pujols thing could be this man right here. On a contract here, by the way.
Here's the 2-1 on Torrey. He rips one into left. That's an RBI hit. Walking in from third base is Ibar, and Torrey delivers with 2 outs, a single, and the Angels have a 3-0 lead.
I am telling you. And going back to Morales, it could be that Kendricks is healthy to start the season. It does not guarantee that Kendricks is your number 4, number 5 hitter. And Mike Scioscia said that the first week of camp.
So here is Vernon Wells. Torrey's 5th RBI of the spring. He leads off first base with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Vernon takes a little low for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Slowey came into this game having allowed 9 hits in 5 innings. As that one is fouled back. He's already given up 5 hits today in less than 3 innings. 1 ball, 1 strike. Let's pause for station identification here on the Angels Baseball Network. Terry Smith, Jose Mota, and our producer engineer Darren Chan with you for Angels baseball on this Friday. The next one, it's popped up foul behind the plate. This one's going to land back in the seats and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Vernon Wells, 7 RBIs this spring for the Angels. Struck out his first time up today against Slowey, and he's in the hole against him here, 1-2. Abreu waits on deck with 2 outs. Slowey's 1-2 pitch, and that's a breaking ball. It's low and outside. 2-2.
Same breaking ball that Vernon struck out on the first at bat. A lot of inconsistency is on the mound from Slowey with his command, with his fastball. Velocity is not there, pitching up in the zone. A lot of fly balls is typical, but just no good repetitions on his breaking ball.
Wells asks for time, backs out of the batter's box. Vernon Wells over the last 9 seasons has averaged 25 home runs per season, and he hit that number last year. The pitch popped foul on the left side, and that one is going to get back to the seats and out of play.
The one area, and we have talked about this, that Vernon even told me last week, he needs to get back to hitting more doubles. The amount of doubles last year, he goes, is not acceptable. Rightfully so. He had more home runs than he had doubles last year.
Yep. Only 15 doubles and 25 home runs. The 2-2 pitch, way low and outside, so the count goes to 3-2 on Wells.
And he quickly blamed it on his lack of that gap-to-gap approach he had as a young player in Toronto.
I was mentioning he's averaged 25 homers a season over the last 9 years. He's averaged 36 doubles a season over the last 9 years. But again, last season had only 15 doubles. So it tells you a huge drop off in that part of his game.
And with all these big guys you saw in the Angels lineup last year, Abreu, Trumbo, Wells, Hunter, the guy led the Angels in doubles with Moesquit.
There goes Torrey on the 3-2, and Vernon will take ball 4. Pitch just missed. So the inning continues. 2 on base for Bobby Abreu.
We'll call it a pretty good at bat there for Vernon, even though it appeared like Rob Drake was going to call that pitch a strike. It was a breaking ball that started in the inner half.
I mentioned Moesquit a moment ago, Jose, and Meiser's been sidelined with some hamstring tightness. Mike Scioscia was saying this morning that Meiser should be in the lineup maybe in the next 2 or 3 days.
35 doubles for the Angels last year.
Here's Abreu swinging at a pitch and lifting one down the left side, but a foul ball out of the reach of Lewis, the left fielder. So it's 0-1 on Bobby, who flied out to right his first time up. If you're just tuning in or rejoining us, we're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Angels have a 3-0 lead. They've out-hit the Indians 5-1. And the Angels got a couple of runs in the 1st inning on solo homers by Ibar, leading the game off for the Angels. And a couple batters later, Albert Pujols hit a home run. Angels have scored a run in this inning on an RBI hit with 2 outs from Torrey Hunter. He's the runner at second. Wells is on at first, and Abreu batting with 2 outs. Next pitch, Bobby takes in there for a called strike. He kind of backed away from that one a little bit, but it's a called strike.
The fastball tailed back over the plate. Bobby not quite ready for that one. And that's what Kevin Slowey used to do in his good years with the Twins. Move the fastball around, take something off of it. Sometimes he's even a BP fastball as a changeup.
He's way in front here on Abreu. The 0-2 pitch, and Bobby takes that one low. Well, yesterday the Angels faced the other Ohio team, the Cincinnati Reds, right here at Tempe Diablo, and the Angels won that game 3-1. And the Angel pitchers were just terrific yesterday. 6 of them worked in that game. They combined on a 4-hitter. And every single Angel reliever, the 5 relievers who worked in that game, retired every batter that they faced. Just terrific bullpen work yesterday.
Last 15.
Yep. There's one that's fouled off on the left side, backing out of play.
I mean, there's been not one area that we haven't mentioned there where we've seen some flashes of brilliance. One day it was base running. One day it was taking the extra base. Sometimes it's power. Sometimes it's defense. I mean, so many areas of the Angels are looking balanced overall.
All right. Today we'll see some of the veteran Angel relievers. Downs is supposed to pitch. Hawkins, Isringhausen for the first time this spring. Trevor Bell is on the board as well, as Abreu fouls that one back behind the plate.
I'm looking forward to watching Isringhausen throw, and his manager Mike Scioscia this morning made it very clear on the things he needs to see from him is to bring his game into their bullpen.
And he mentioned very clearly he's not a guy that we needed to be on the mound the first week of camp. Right. Even though he signed a little later. Was not concerned about his innings down here, but getting his work in.
The count's 1-2. A good battle going on here. And the next one on Bobby, that's low. So it's 2-2.
That was pitch number 26 in the inning here for Kevin Slowey.
Slowey's best pitch is probably his curveball, and he also has a good changeup. But he's not going to throw the ball by many hitters. His fastball top out around 89 miles per hour. 2-2 the count on Abreu, and Slowey backs off the rubber right there.
I don't really agree with that play put on by Asdrubal Cabrera. Got a 2-2 count. He's been making decent pitches on Bobby Abreu. What are you worried about with 2 outs and that base runner at second?
The Indians right-handers next pitch. That was a slow one, and Bobby got a piece of it, fouled it back to the screen. So it stays at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fans, one of the most popular giveaways of the season is rapidly approaching. In fact, less than a month away. On April the 7th, the Angels will play the Royals at the Big A. Game time for that day game will be at 1:05. All fans in attendance receive a Big A fleece blanket courtesy of State Farm while supplies last. To purchase your tickets, visit the Angels Stadium ticket office or angels.com. 3-0 Angels here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Trying to get more with 2 outs, 2 runners on. Slowey's 2-2, and that is one that's outside. That was a slow pitch right there. Full count. Trumbo waits on deck with 2 outs. He singled his first time up. We'll see what gives on the next delivery with the count full. Slowey ready. Here it comes, and it's lifted in the air into center field. Should be an easy play for PA as Abreu hit it off the end of the bat. He'll make the catch in medium left center, and that will end the inning. The Angels in the inning get 1 run in an inning where Slowey throws 30 pitches. There were 2 hits, no errors, a walk, and 2 runners left. 4th inning is coming up. It's 3-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. We go to the top of the 4th inning. It's 3-0 Angels. And the other Angel game going on between the Halos and the Padres. The Angels lead that one 5-0 in the 3rd inning. This game here in Tempe gets inning number 4 underway, and the first pitch, that one is low and outside. It's 1 ball, no strikes on Jason Kipnis. He'll be followed by Asdrubal Cabrera and Travis Hafner. Garrett Richards has been tough so far today, and the pitch, bouncing ball that's hit right to second. It's fielded by Howie. His throw to first in time. 1 second baseman retires another. Well, as the Angels are having a good day across the board here in Tempe and also in Peoria. Some other good things happening for the Angels today, and Jose, we've talked about it. Probably a bigger story than the game, the fact that Kendrys Morales is back playing baseball.
Yep, if you get a chance watching it right now on Fox Sports West, you can see Morales as he is actively running the bases, getting some at-bats. Big day for the Angels today with Morales at least running the bases well, getting some ABs. He went 2 for 5. He is currently with his teammates now here in the dugout. What a big threshold this was today, Terry. And hopefully, like I mentioned before, no setbacks.
1 ball, no strikes to count, and the pitch, that one is in there for a strike. Kendrys played in minor league games today, just as the DH had the 5 at bats, was kind of alternating fields, playing in the AA and AAA games today. There's one that's low and inside on Asdrubal Cabrera. 2 balls, 1 strike.
34 home runs and 108 RBIs in 2009, and he was on his way to a monster year again in 2010 when he got hurt.
Yep. Pitch on its way. That one's in there. 2-2 the count.
It's like making a trade in the middle of spring training. If all goes well and he responds and rebounds.
Yeah, if he could ever return to that form we saw in the 2009 season, look out. There's one that's low and in, 3-2, and there's not a guy that you pull for any more than Kendrys Morales. What a good guy.
Not even the injury has been able to wipe out that big smile that Keevan has.
Yep. Here's the next pitch. That one's lifted in the air into pretty shallow right field. Torrey Hunter has to come in. He's under. He'll make the catch. Cabrera's retired. That's 2 outs here in the 4th, and 8 in a row retired now by Garrett Richards.
He's made 54 pitches, all pretty effective. And I was talking about Jerry DiPoto, the Angels general manager, who was named in late October, and how much he wants to see Kendrys progress and see him on that field. And hopefully the talk at the end of spring training, Terry, is what are you going to do with all these bodies? Healthy bodies.
Right. At the plate is Hafner. They have the shift on. 3 infielders on the right side. The only one on the left side is Trumbo, and he's kind of in the shortstop hole area. First pitch was in there on Hafner, who has the only hit against Garrett Richards. Been the only base runner for them so far, with 2 outs here in the 4th inning. The pitch, and he cuts it down and tips it foul.
So that was, we talk about somebody getting comfortable. Mark Trumbo has looked very comfortable at third base. And all you're looking for is to make that routine play.
So far today, he hasn't been tested. There's not been a ball hit in his direction. But in the games he has played third base and has had some opportunities, he's done a good job. There's a liner that's going to bounce and be stopped on the outfield grass by Ibar, but his throw is late, even with the slow running Hafner. Just to get to that one and make it somewhat close was an achievement by Ibar, especially when he was playing on the right side of the infield and stopped it on the left side. But it is an infield hit for Hafner, his 2nd hit of the game.
That's called a cue ball, and that is called great placement right there. He beat the shift. Ibar not giving up. It's not a spring training effort from Ibar right there. That's a World Series effort by Eric.
Russ Kanzler is the batter, and he bats with 2 outs. He struck out his first time up, and the pitch on its way. That one is a strike. Kanzler played last season for Tampa Bay, and his manager, of course, former Angels bench coach Joe Madden. Joe was kind of in the news a little bit yesterday because of something he did in the Rays training camp. The pitch, there's one that's bounced on the third base side. It skips off the glove of Trumbo, and the ball rolls into left center. It wasn't an easy play. Everyone's safe, no throw, as the ball was retrieved by Howie Kendrick, and they're going to call Trumbo for making an error on it. It wasn't the easiest of plays, but he did get some glove on it as he was breaking in.
Those are plays that will test Trumbo because he's a big guy. He's tall. And at first base, yeah, you make similar plays like this, but you at first base also have a little more calmness because there's not a long throw to finish after you make the play. And that might have cost him here, thinking about making the play and then setting up and making the throw.
So 2 are on and 2 outs, and here's the pitch, and that one is low and inside on Fred Lewis. He's talking about the Kanzler, who just got that ball that he hit on the left side off the bat of and headed over to Trumbo, the third baseman. Kanzler played with the Rays briefly last year for Joe Madden. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Here's the next pitch, and that one is lined into left field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Vernon Wells gets to the ball quickly, fires to the plate. Throw is coming in, and a dead duck trying to score from second base is Hafner. I mean, it wasn't even close. He was thrown out by a good 15 or 20 feet as he tried to score, and Vernon Wells cuts him down on a throw right to Rosario, who took it up the third base side. So the inning will end. It'll be a hit for Lewis, but the play at the plate easily gets Hafner. It'll go 7-2 to end the inning. No runs. They had a pair of hits and error, and in the inning, a couple runners left on base. Bottom of the 4th coming up. Angels have a 3-0 lead here in Tempe on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. As we get ready to move to the bottom of the 4th inning, the Angels lead at 3-0. A pitching change for the Indians. David Huff, Southern California native, will take over. Kevin Slowey's day is over for the Tribe. He worked 3 innings, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He walked 1, struck out 2, and gave up a pair of home runs. So Huff, who faced the Angels less than a week ago, will get ready to work here. And he will face Trumbo, Rosario, and Borges. The other Angels split squad is up 5-0 in the 4th inning against the Padres today. That game in Peoria. Jorge Cantu, who's playing for the Angels in that game, has hit into 3 double plays already. 0 for 3 with 3 double play balls off his bat. Kind of a tough day. Here's Trumbo ready to face Huff, and the first pitch that's in there for a strike.
Huff did not fare very well when he saw the Angels here first time out. In 3 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs. That was the day the Angels ended up with 17 runs and 20 hits against the Indians.
And the pitch on its way. It's bounced right to the third baseman. It's fielded by Chisenhall, and one third baseman retires another. Trumbo is set down. He's now 1 for 2 today, and Rosario will be the batter. Well, last half inning, when the Indians were batting. I was talking about Joe Madden, our old friend, and Joe yesterday shaved his head, and he did it for a charity. He's involved in a money-raising effort for all children's hospitals, and Joe encouraging other managers. I don't know if Mike Scioscia got the word on that, and also his own players, Joe's players with the Rays, to do the same thing, to raise money for cancer research. Very worthy cause. Bouncing ball hit to third again. This time Chisenhall will throw to first, and he retires Rosario. So a couple of quick outs on ground balls to third base.
Yeah, Joe is always very involved, and it's for pediatric cancer. You've seen some of the players in the past do it. Jose Reyes did it this offseason for Make-A-Wish. We saw Johnny Damon do it back with his days with the Boston Red Sox.
Well, Joe's been doing everything with that hair of his. He's dyed it different colors, and now he shaved it off, so he can't make up his mind.
Yeah, he's let it grow, everything.
Right. Oh, yeah.
He's had the buzz cut.
Yep.
He's had the old white.
Yep.
He made a good point. You know, in the picture we saw, he does look like Harmon Killebrew.
Yeah, the late Harmon Killebrew. Just a little bit. You can see a little resemblance. Here's Peter Borges batting. The first pitch was a ball. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Angels up 3-0 batting in the fourth. Borges drops a bunt on the third base side. A line hugger that eventually rolls foul about a third of the way up the line.
Excellent bunt. It's fair foul. You do it with no strikes on you. And you want to be as perfect as possible. And if it rolls foul, you know what? You only have 1 strike.
1-1 the count. The Indians are getting some more action in their bullpen right now. They have a right-hander warming up. Huff is in competition for the number 5 spot in the Indians rotation, along with Slowey, who started the game. And here's a lazy fly ball lifted into right field. Waiting for it is Spilborghs. He'll put it away. Borges and the Angels are retired here in the bottom of the 4th inning. No runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left. We move to the 5th. Angels have a 3-0 lead on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Fifth inning baseball here in Tempe. Angels 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. Indians no runs, 3 hits, no errors. And a new pitcher for the Angels. Scott Downs will take over in relief. So Garrett Richards worked the first 4. And he gave up 3 hits, no runs. along the way. He didn't walk any, and he struck out a total of 6. He was very solid today in his 3rd start this spring.
Tell you what, when you minimize walk or just eliminate him, you make life so much easier for yourself, and that's what Richards did here today.
Downs ready as he faces Spilborghs. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Bounced on the third base side. Trumbo has the ball hit off his glove as he charged in, and he can't stop it. It's a fair ball. No throw to first base. So that wasn't a real easy play for Trumbo.
No, he's been tested a couple of times already here today. A couple of short hops.
Yep, that one will be scored an infield hit. And Chisenhall will be the next batter. Downs on the mound. As far as how his spring is going, this appearance, it is just his 2nd, and he struggled in his first outing this spring. Here's the pitch. That one is lifted in the air into right field. Torrey is backpedaling, has a beat on it now. He circles under, makes the grab, and the runner at first base, Spilborghs, heads back to the bag. That's the first out.
That's the same Scott Downs we all know. When he pounds that fastball inside on the lefties, has the ability to pitch inside off the plate when so many lefties are looking for him to spin the ball middle out.
Downs in his first outing this spring retired only 1 of the 5 batters that he faced, and he gave up 2 runs in just 1/3 of an inning. And he was talking about that outing following that game, and he said his pitches were so good in the bullpen that when he got to the mound, all of a sudden it was like a different guy out there on the hill to pitch in the game.
Left them all out there.
Yep.
He was a little rusty. That was expected, you know, first time out.
Here's the next one, and that one is low and outside. Downs will celebrate a birthday tomorrow. He turns 36 years old, so it'll be a nice St. Patrick's Day tomorrow for Scott Downs.
There's no need to organize a party. It's a party all the way around. Worldwide.
Yeah, you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone tomorrow if you're Scott Downs. Here's the pitch. That one is swung on and missed. Fooled the batter Carlin. 2-1 the count.
See a lot of green tomorrow. A lot of teams will actually play with green hats, even some green jerseys tomorrow. All around baseball.
Haven't heard if the Angels are going to be involved in that, but if history proves us right, Jose, they won't. The Angels haven't really done that in the past.
No, they have not.
Yep. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Luke Carlin batting, 1 out, 1 on, a runner at first base, and the Angels up 3-0 here in the top of the 5th inning. Yet to get the official attendance, but another packed house here at Tempe Diablo. Downs with the next pitch. He jammed him there, and it's fouled back just to our right, back and out of play.
That was a good spinning breaking ball. Tied him up.
Mentioning St. Patrick's Day tomorrow, you can catch a little luck of the Irish by having your name drawn in the March into Cash drawings at Saboba Casino. The next drawing will be on Wednesday, March the 21st. You can win your share of $160,000 in cash in a new car. Saboba Casino voted the loosest slots 4 years running. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch grounded to short. This could be 2. The flip to second, the relay to first. It is in time, an inning-ending double play. So Downs gets out of the 5th inning with a double play ball. Faces only 3 batters here in the 5th. No runs in the inning. They had a hit, no errors, and nobody left. Bottom of the 5th coming up in Tempe. It's 3-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Fans, be sure to check out the latest Angels merchandise available at locations inside Tempe Diablo Stadium, or shop the widest selection of gear at the Angels team store located at the Big A. Angels team store at the Big A is now open daily.
New stuff coming in weekly, too. Fresh stuff, Terry.
Right. I would think you might be able to get a number 5 jersey there. I know they have been going like hotcakes at the Angels team store.
Some new polos.
Yeah. Here's the pitch on its way to Eric Ibar. He rips one foul. First ball swinging. Fouled it off on the third base side. No balls and a strike. David Huff in his second inning of relief. He retired the Angels 1-2-3 in the bottom of the fourth.
Now, he only made 7 pitches. I would have to say his most efficient inning so far this spring for Huff. Southern California product.
Here's the pitch, and that one is in there for a strike. He faced the Angels on Sunday. In fact, started that game and gave up 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned in 3 innings of work. Gave up 7 hits to the 17 batters he faced in that start. Had a rough first inning. Here's the pitch. That's low and in.
David Huff was a losing pitcher when Irvin Santana threw his no-hitter over at Progressive Field last July in Cleveland. And he did a terrific job on the mound himself that day.
Yeah, the Angels were trailing in that game 1-0 for several innings. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Huff is set. Here's the next pitch. That one misses low.
That game due to an error. I believe the error was by Eric Ibar in the first inning. Allowed the Indians to get on the board. And Irvin just cruised on pretty much the whole game. And Bobby Wilson behind the plate.
Yep. Here's the pitch on its way. Chopped on the third base side. Chisenhall has it. Should be an easy play. His throw to first in plenty of time to get Ibar. And 1 gone here in the Angels' 5th inning. Howie Kendrick will bat. Howie's flied out and grounded out so far. Kendrick now 28 years old. And Howie an all-star last year for the first time. The pitch. He takes that one for a called strike.
Howie got off to a torrid start with a bat with a power. 6 home runs in April alone. And then it quieted down and it picked up again later in the season.
That sure did. Howie had 10 home runs in the final 6 weeks of the regular season. Fouled that one off by the catcher Carlin. It's 0-2 on the Angels' second baseman. Kendrick, a career .292 hitter. Here's the pitch. Bounces that one off the glove of the pitcher. It caroms over to Cabrera, the shortstop, who throws the first in time. That'll be a 1-6-3 ground out. 2 are gone. Huff has retired 5 in a row since coming in. Albert Pujols will be the next batter.
Well, a long home run for Pujols in the first inning against Kevin Slowey, then a 3-1 pitch. He got jammed, and that ball still traveled about 400 feet when he flew out to deep left center field on a nice play by Felix Pierre back in the 3rd inning.
The left-hander Huff working against Pujols, right-handed batter. The pitch. He takes that one for a called strike.
The man with the plan, Terry.
Here comes the lefty's 0-1, and it's hit high and deep down the left side, but he pulls that one foul. He gave that one a ride, but just a long strike. It's 0-2.
You can see Albert immediately looking at that piece of wood, and another cut fastball that got in on him.
2 strikes the count. Huff has the new baseball. He's looking for a 1-2-3 inning against the Angels here. We'll see if Pujols can deny him of that as he fouls that one off on the left side. There are so many amazing things when you talk about Albert Pujols. One of them for me, Jose, the fact he's gone 10 seasons in a row with more walks than strikeouts. And that's pretty much unheard of for a guy that hits with his kind of power.
Yes, we go down the list. 30-plus homer,
11 consecutive years to begin his career. That's unheard of.
Right.
On a down year, supposedly a down year last year, he has 37 home runs.
Right.
And he keeps saying, well, if that's what's going to take for us to win championships, I'll take a down year then. 99 RBIs and a 299 average.
A year when he missed only 13 games after fracturing his left wrist. The pitch, and he lifts one high and deep into left center field. PA is chasing that one. He's not going to get to it. The ball smacks off the wall, and going into second base with a ringing 2-out double is Pujols. Boy, he's had some good swings today. The only time they retired him here in the first 5 innings on a ball that was hit some 400 feet out to the wall in left center field.
This is where David Huff saw Pujols turn on the second cut fastball and put some good wood on it. And he says, well, he's making an adjustment inside. Let me try to go away. Miss a spot and paid for it.
Torrey Hunter is the batter. He had a 2-out RBI hit his last time up, trying to do the same thing here. It's 3-0 Angels, bottom of the 5th, and Torrey fouls that one back to the screen.
I absolutely like what I see and where Torrey Hunter's swing is right now.
Not trying to do too much.
Just keeping it simple. He knows he's going to get Terry a lot of residual RBI opportunities this season.
Here's the 0-1. Torrey fouls that one off on the right side, backing out of play.
It's a good swing. Off speed, not trying to pull it. Stays right on it, fouls it the other way.
Infield is back. The outfield is straight away. Pujols, the 2-out base runner. He's at second. 3-0 Angels, bottom of the 5th. Here's the 2-strike pitch. That's low, smothered by the catcher Carlin. Tomorrow the Angels will be taking on the Milwaukee Brewers. First time the Angels will see Ron Renicke's club. Jared Weaver will get the start in that game.
A different Ron Renicky club without the Prince, who's moved down to the AL Central with the Tigers.
They've gone 6-6 so far this spring. Here's the next pitch on Torrey, and he lines one into center field. Breaking for the plate is Pujols. The throw to home. It's late. He'll score. Hustling into second with the RBI hit is Torrey Hunter. The Angels add on, and now it's 4-0.
Terry, what were you talking about? Keeping it simple, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't get simpler than this. Let the ball travel. Trust your hands. Use a big part of the field. With runners in scoring position, don't let the breaking ball beat you so often.
So Torrey has come through the last 2 times he's batted with 2-out RBI hits. You love seeing that. And he's in scoring position now for Vernon Wells. Vernon has a walk and a strikeout, 0 for 1 today. And he takes that pitch for ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
Love to see Vernon stay behind something right here and think 420 center to the 367 and the right field pole. That should be his vision right now. Then react inside.
Hunter, a good sized lead off second. Next pitch, and that one is grounded out to the shortstop. Should be the inning. Cabrera will throw to first in time, and that'll do it. But the Angels cash in. They add on with a run here in the bottom of the 5th, scoring with 2 outs. A pair of 2-out hits in the inning, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. 6th inning is coming up as we hit there. 4-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. We go to the 6th inning. The Angels up 4-0. New pitcher for the Angels, the third of the day, veteran right-hander Jason Isringhausen, who makes his Cactus League debut for the Angels. He replaces Scott Downs. Downs had a strong top of the 5th inning. Worked an inning, gave up a hit. Ended up facing only 3 batters, though. Didn't walk or strike out anyone. The Angels turned to double play with Downs on the hill. And now Isringhausen will take over in relief. He is 39 years old. He'll turn 40 in September. And he's been pitching professionally since 1992. First pitch here on Felix PA. That's in there for a strike.
This is his 21st season in professional baseball.
Here comes the next pitch, and that is right in there for a called strike. Isringhausen fastball, top out around 92, cut fastball, and he has a very good curveball.
He already showed it there to Felix PA, the trademark breaking ball. And he'll take a lot off of it.
Here's the next pitch, and that one is outside. Isringhausen has pitched for the Mets, 2 tours of duty with the Mets. He's pitched for the A's, the Cardinals, the Rays, and now trying to make the Angels opening day roster as a non-roster player. Here's the 1-2. That's low and inside. 2-2 the count.
And all he has to do really is stay healthy.
Throw a ball as you go now.
Isringhausen with the Mets last year. Pitched in 53 games, and the next delivery, that one is fouled back as he jams PA. It goes back to the backstop. 300 career saves for Jason Isringhausen. He had 7 of them for the Mets last season, and his final save was number 300 in his career. Here's the 2-2. Fouled off on the left side, backing out of play. Isringhausen is listed at 6'3", 235, and he dropped about 25 pounds during the offseason.
He has battled a plethora of injuries throughout his career. Perseverance, and look where he is right now.
Here's the pitch, and he misses inside with that one. So the count full, 3-2. He missed most of the 2009 and the 2010 seasons because of a right elbow problem. The payoff pitch. It's popped in the air into shallow right center. Let's see who's going to take charge. It's going to be Howie Kendrick, the second baseman, who goes back into shallow center field. Calls off Borges, the center fielder, and makes the grab for the out.
Oh, Isringhausen could provide the Angels with a great option for the back end of that bullpen on days when Mike Scioscia does not want to use his closer Jordan Walden. So there were 3 consecutive days or so. Experience. He's been a fierce competitor. He'll back you off the plate.
And the next batter up is Kipnis, who pops one foul on the left side. That's going to make its way back to the seats and out of play. Maybe the best season for Isringhausen in the majors was in 2004 when he was with the Cardinals. And that season he led the majors with 47 saves and also led the majors that year, finishing 66 games. Appeared in 74 games overall. There's a pitch cut on and missed by Kipnis. No balls, 2 strikes.
Came up as a starting pitcher with the Mets through the system.
Two strikes on Kipnis, and the 0-2. That one is cut on and missed. He got him, struck him out. 2 are gone. Another strikeout for Angels pitchers. That's 7 today.
Things that really pop out at me immediately with Isringhausen is how fluid and smooth his delivery is right now. There's no overstriding. I am sure he is a little anxious out there. Expected, but not overthrowing the fastball. He's got a nice feel to the finish of his breaking ball, and it's been quite obvious here.
So he faces another left-handed batter. Cabrera at the plate. Switch hitter batting left, takes that pitch for a strike. Last season, Isringhausen, when he was with the Mets, he was lights out against right-handed batters. They hit only 178 against him. The pitch fouled off on the left side, backing out of play.
Keep in mind, he signed late. Camp was already started when the Angels went out and gave him a minor league invite contract.
No balls, 2 strikes to count on Asdrubal Cabrera. 4-0 Angels, top of the 6th here in Tempe. The 2-strike pitch, that's low and in. 1-2 the count. The Angels bat in the bottom of the inning. The batters scheduled: Abreu, Trumbo, and Rosario. 1-2 pitch. It's hit a mile high infield. Let's see who's going to take charge here. It looks like it's going to be Ibar right near the second base bag. He'll catch that pop up, and that will end the inning. 15 pitch inning for Isringhausen. Did a nice job here in the top of the 6th. In the inning, no runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left. 3 in a row retired by the veteran reliever. We're headed to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 4-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Indians have made a number of defensive changes as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. New right side of the infield. Shelley Duncan takes over at first base, and Cord Phelps is the second baseman. They also have a new shortstop, Juan Diaz, replacing Asdrubal Cabrera as Bobby Abreu drives one into center field. Carrera, the new center fielder, Ezekiel Carrera, goes back and makes the catch on that one, and that is the first out here in the Angels' 6th inning. The other change for the Indians defensively, Matt Laporta is now playing left field.
Have other information from the Angels at Peoria. Amarista 2 for 4, Callaspo 3 for 4, Calhoun 3 for 3, and Mills 3 2/3 innings. 1 hit, 1 walk. So Terry, that number 5 spot is still hot.
Pitch on its way. That one is low. We'll get an update on the score. Last time we checked, the Angels were up 5-0 in that game against the Padres.
Last I got was 6-0 in the 7th.
Here's the pitch, and that is a strike on the outside corner. So the Angels now are shutting out 2 teams in the same day. Gotta like that. Here's the pitch. That one a little bit low.
Yeah, that's what projected number 5's on the mound.
That's right. Richards and Mills each starting today. Brad Mills has had a couple of starts in the split squad games away from Tempe. We haven't had a chance to see him a whole lot. Here's a bouncer that's hit to third. It's fielded there by Chisenhall, and he will throw out Trumbo. And that's the second out. Mark is now 1 for 3 today.
Hey fans, the Angels have just released exclusive club level season seats, and these padded and spacious seats are a great way to take in the action. All the seats include access to the Dot Hole Club restaurant and exclusive club level amenities. Get those great tickets now by calling 888-796-HALO or visit angels.com.
Batter for the Angels is Rosario, who came in to replace Chris Iannetta, who left the game with some right elbow issues, a contusion. He was struck by a foul tip, and there's a pitch that's in there for a strike. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Iannetta is listed as day-to-day. Bobby Wilson, who hasn't played in a while, should be getting into a game sometime this weekend for the Angels. He's been nursing a tight quad muscle. Here's a pitch low.
Just one easy way to know that you're going to be coming into a game is catchers in the bullpen early in the game. Just as much as you watch a game, you watch what the other catcher is doing, what the guy is doing behind the plate, and get into the sequence. Rosario so far able to do that, Terry.
Yeah, did a good job getting into the flow of the ball game. 3-1 the count on him.
Get something to hit and let it fly.
Here's the 3-1 pitch. He grounds that one out to the shortstop, gobbling the ball up, and throwing over to first base is the new shortstop Juan Diaz, and that will end the inning. So just an 8-pitch inning for Huff. Angels have a quiet bottom of the 6th. No runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left. The 7th inning is coming up in Tempe. 4-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. A lot of changes for the Angels. We'll pick those up in just a moment. Fans, the Angels 20-game flex plan gives you the chance to choose the 20 games you want to see during the season. This plan has no blackout dates, a postseason option, and you receive a ticket to Fan Appreciation Day for free. Buy your flex plan today at angels.com/mini plans or call 888-796-HALO. Well, around the diamond, all sorts of changes for the Angels. Troy Hawkins is the new pitcher. Efren Navarro now playing first base. A young player up from minor league camp. Kevin Moesquit is playing second. Andrew Romine is the third baseman. Darwin Perez is the shortstop. Matt Long in left. Randall Grichuk is the right fielder. And that get you just about caught up. Peter Borges is still in the ball game. He's in center, and Rosario is still behind the plate. So LaTroy Hawkins gets ready to work. He replaces Isringhausen, who had a 1-2-3 inning. Isringhausen also had a strikeout, his first appearance this spring. Travis Hafner will lead things off for the Indians. He's had a 2-for-2 ball game, pair of singles. Seventh inning, 4-0 Halos. Here's the first pitch. It's grounded on the right side and out of the reach of Moesquit, the second baseman, who was playing on the outfield grass with the shift on. The third hit of the day for Hafner. A 3-single day for their DH.
That's a good approach by Hafner. Middle of the field a lot. But that's also welcome news for the Cleveland Indians. See their cleanup hitters swing the bat better.
Let's pause for station identification here on the Angels Baseball Network. Batter is Shelley Duncan. This is his first at bat today as he takes the first pitch for ball one. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Duncan backs out of the box. Time is called. LaTroy Hawkins, who's on the hill for the Angels, appearing in his third game this spring. He's had a little bit of trouble out there so far. The pitch, that one is fouled off on the right side, backing out of play. Hawkins' numbers in his first 2 appearances: 2 innings, 4 hits allowed, 3 runs all earned, striking out a batter.
He was a little rusty the first outing out, just like Scott Downs was. Came back second outing is much sharper.
LaTroy is ready, right-hander against right-hander. Next pitch on Duncan, he fouls that one back behind the plate.
Shelley Duncan's had a good spring for the Indians. A guy that's become very versatile, can play a little first. He's very good off the bench, excellent against lefties, and can help you in left field.
Infield playing at a double play depth. You get him to hit it on the ground, he might be able to turn 2 against him. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and he was fooled on that pitch. That looked like a good looking slider there. He swings and misses. It struck him out.
That's the one pitch that LaTroy Hawkins is able to use when his fastball is on. He's sneaky with his fastball, but then he hides the ball so well. And this slider comes out of nowhere and disappears.
So out number 1, another strikeout for Angels pitchers. And here's the next batter up. This is Matt Laporta. He's batting for the first time, hitting out of Fred Lewis's spot. Right-hander against right-hander. Here's the next delivery. That one is low. In yesterday's game, when the Angels beat the Reds 3-1, talked about the great relief pitching the Angels had, and C.J. Wilson, the starter, went 4 innings, giving up only 1 run, so he did a good job as well. But the Angels did not walk a single batter in that game, and Angels pitchers have not issued a walk today. So there's a little bit of a string going on right now as far as consecutive innings without walking an opposing hitter. And there's a pitch that is fouled off the bat of Laporta on a check swing, and it caught the mask, it looked like, of the catcher Rosario.
It's been a tough day back behind the plate.
No kidding. 2-1 the count.
Almost got him off the side of the head, and Mike Socha is going out there. And he's not so much worried about Rosario as he wants to maybe check on LaTroy Hawkins right now.
No sign of the Angels athletic trainer.
They're looking at the mound and the slope, and there might be a little fixing they may need to do. It seems like that hole's getting way too big, and LaTroy landed awkwardly, and Mike Socha picked it up right away.
Maybe a little housekeeping work.
Man, Mike Socha does not miss anything.
So that appears to be the issue, although it has yet to really be addressed. No one is out there yet. Now we have some members of the grounds crew. They're going to come out, maybe pound the dirt in front of the pitching rubber, kind of pack it down a little bit as that is going to get started. We want to remind you that you can get ready for the upcoming 2012 season and choose what games you want to see for a very affordable price. The Angels Big A plan starts at just $15 per seat, allows you to use 10 ticket vouchers however you choose from 40 Angel home games this coming season. The plan includes promotional nights, weekends, and postseason options. And you can buy your plan today at angels.com/mini plans or call 888-796-HALO.
Well, there's something you see more in the regular season after it's been raining, and there's been some issues with that, with pitchers and guys that land in different spots. And it's not unusual in spring training, Terry, because you're usually running 10, 15 pitchers sometimes on a given day,
right,
combined between two ball clubs. Everybody lands differently. The ground gets a little harder here in Arizona as the sun heats up. But during the regular season, you rarely see this happen in the middle of an inning unless just a big chunk came out and other pitchers have been complaining about it.
Yeah, that mound will take a beating out there. And so looks like they have it squared away. LaTroy's going to take it looked like he was going to take a warm-up toss, and home plate umpire Rob Drake was out there, and Hawkins will at least throw one warm-up toss here. The attendance today, 9,584, 95-84. It is a sellout, and it's the fifth one the Angels have had here at Tempe Diablo so far this spring. Here's the pitch. Lined into right field. It's going to fall in for a hit. Laporta has a single, and they have runners at first and second with only one out.
Sir, have you ever watched that show, The Amazing Race?
Yes.
Well, Steve Smith, Southern Californian himself, participated in that show with his daughter a couple of seasons ago. There's Smitty, third base coach for the Indians, with his daughter Allie. He said it was the most amazing experience ever.
It's always neat to have something like that go on with a family member, a little extra neat bonding right there, and get a chance to travel around the world as well.
I told you, it wasn't just an easy process. He had to go take a test somewhere around El Segundo.
Wow.
And fill a big questionnaire before even being thrown into that pool.
Spilborg's batting. He grounds the ball to short. It's fumbled by Perez, who flips to second, and they will get the out there, even though the ball ended up being dropped by Moesquit, the new second baseman, and the umpire saying he dropped it after he was getting ready to try and relay the throw to first base. So that looked like a double play ball when it left the bat of Spilborg's. The Angels get one out on it, and now two are gone in the inning.
I think the Angels caught a break here because it was questionable whether Moesquit was on the bag when he got that throw, and even if he had the ball under control or not.
Right.
It's two young players, little antsy up the middle. I think Perez started looking at getting rid of the ball before he even had the ball.
So
it happens.
Yep.
Young players.
Ends up being a fielder's choice. Runners at first and third, two outs. Angels up 4-0 in the seventh. The batter is Chisenhall, and he looks at the first pitch. That one's a little bit low. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
You know, the toughest thing, Terry, is that Darwin Perez will think about that for the rest of the night. And think about that one ball he didn't catch.
Sure.
And I can tell you that because I've been there. You might end up getting the game winner, get a nice base hit, and you always think about that play you did not make.
Right. There goes the runner at first. The pitch is a strike. Throw down to second. He is safe. Sliding in under the tag is the runner there at second base now.
Good release.
Getting the stolen base.
Yeah, he got a good jump. Also a good release by Rosario. But Spilborg is a knowledgeable base runner. We've seen LaTroy Hawkins on the mound before.
So now a hit could mean 2 runs, and the Indians could get back in this ball game with 1 swing of the bat. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Chopped on the right side. Should be the end of the inning. It's fielded by Navarro, the new first baseman. He'll solo to the bag, and that'll do it for the Indians. They threatened but failed to score here in the 7th. No runs in the inning. A couple of hits, no errors, and they leave runners at 2nd and 3rd. We are headed to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's 7th inning stretch time in Tempe. The fans here, the sellout crowd, enjoying a 4-0 lead on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Angels getting ready to bat as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. New battery for the Indians. The new pitcher is Nick Hagedorn. He is a left-hander. They also have a new catcher in the ball game, and that's Roberto Perez. At the plate, Peter Borges. He's around the bunt, drops one foul over by Angels manager Mike Scioscia, who's seated outside the dugout. This will probably be the final at bat for Borges today. Peter's gone 0 for 2 in the game.
He might get some time off tomorrow.
Yeah. Hagedorn is ready, and the pitch. There's another bunt. It's by the mound, and no chance for a throw to first base by Phelps, the second baseman. So a bunt hit for Borges. His day will likely end on a good note right there.
That's beautiful. He tried once and fouled it off, and he said, you know what? This is spring training. I need to try it again. As long as you get it by the tall lefty, you get yourself a chance. Beautiful execution there by Peter.
So we have a pinch runner for the Angels over there at first base. Travis Witherspoon, who wears number 20. Of course, we've seen Gene Segura wearing that number. Segura is with the other Angel squad today, playing in Peoria. At the plate now for the Angels, taking the pitch in there, is Matt Long, left-handed batter and outfielder. This is his first time up. Seen him a little bit this spring. He's held his own in the Cactus League action.
He's looked pretty good.
Yeah.
In fact, he was already sent down to minor league camp. So this is just an invite day for him.
He's had 3 hits and 9 times up with the Angels. He takes that pitch for a called strike. No balls, 2 strikes. Hagedorn spells his last name Hagadone. He used to be in the Red Sox organization, and he pitched in 9 games last year for Cleveland. Has a very good arm. Big, tall left-hander. Next pitch. Bounced on a high hop on the right side. The second baseman, Phelps, waits for it to come down. Flips to first in time to get Long. Witherspoon moves up to second base. He's there with one out. And Randall Grichuk, former first-round pick of the Angels, will be the next batter. Seeing a little bit of Randall Grichuk with the Angels this spring.
He's made the most out of it.
Yep. And here's the first pitch. He looks that one over. It's on the outside corner for a called strike. He's been at the plate twice before today with one hit, 1 for 2. Had a double in a earlier Cactus League game for the Angels. The Angels are just hoping that he stays healthy this year. The pitch, and that one is high and away for a ball. He's had some injury issues since the Angels selected him as a first-round pick. He was picked right in front of Mike Trout. One and one the count on Randall Grichuk. First round pick of the Angels in 2009, 24th selection overall. And when he was drafted by the Angels, you heard some scouts kind of compare him to some other major league outfielders. Here's the 1-1. He is jammed on that one, bounces it softly to short. Fielded cleanly by Diaz, who throws him out at first base. Witherspoon moves to third. He's there with 2 outs. We'll see if the Angels can get a 2-out hit from Andrew Romine. Grichuk had some Dante Bichette comparisons, Jose.
Yeah, he had a good career, so hopefully that'll be the case. Dante Bichette's son is a super player. Bright prospect for the Yanks.
Yeah. Here's the pitch on Romine, and that one is in there for a called strike. This is Romine's first at bat today, and he's hitting out of Albert Pujols' spot in the batting order, the number 3 spot. Hit means a run. The Angels have a 4-0 lead in the 7th, and that one is low and in. Romine with the Angels this spring has gone 1 for 9 with a run batted in. He can drive in a run right here with a hit. Next pitch. That one is fouled back behind the plate. 1-2 the count. Fans, get ready for the 2012 season and choose what games you want to see for a very affordable price. The Angels Big A plan starts at just $15 per seat. Allows you to use 10 ticket vouchers however you choose from 40 Angel home games. Some of those games include promotional nights and weekends and postseason options. Next pitch. That one's bounced foul over by the Angels on deck circle. You can buy the Big A plan at angels.com/mini plans, or you can also purchase it by calling 888-796-HALO. Navarro would be up next if the inning continues. The 1-2 fouled back to the screen. So it's still 1 ball, 2 strikes on Andrew Romine. Hope you're enjoying the action today wherever you're listening or watching Angels baseball. Terry Smith, Jose Mota, our producer engineer Darren Chan. We're with you on the Angels Baseball Network and on Fox Sports West. The pitch and a swing and a miss. He fooled him right there. Got him with a breaking ball, struck him out, and that'll end the inning. For the Angels in the 7th, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left at third. We're headed to the 8th inning where the Angels lead it 4-0 on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Trevor Bell is the new pitcher for the Angels. He becomes pitcher number 5 of the day. And he replaces LaTroy Hawkins, who worked in the 7th inning against the Indians. Hawkins gave up a couple of hits, did not allow any runs in his 1 inning of work. And along the way, he struck out a batter, didn't walk any. So Trevor Bell takes over. Angels also have Travis Witherspoon taking over in center field. He came in to pinch run for Peter Borges, and he'll replace him out there in center as well. Trevor Bell, who's getting ready to pitch, is appearing in game number 3 this spring, an 0-1 record in 4 1/3 innings. He's given up 7 hits and 4 earned runs. He's walked 3, struck out 1. So he's looking to have a solid outing here today. He faces a right-handed batter, and the first pitch, and that one is a strike on the outside corner. Roberto Perez is the batter. This is his first time up today. And the pitch, he hits one sharply to short. It's fielded by Darwin Perez, and he will retire Roberto Perez. And that is out number 1.
Nice job. Very aggressive there. Darwin Perez coming after that high hopper, setting his feet and firing away. Feel a lot of high hoppers here in Arizona.
Yep.
With that hard ground in front of home plate. A lot of things that but one of those things you don't see a lot in the regular season, because of course we play at night and most areas around the plate are softer.
Carrera is the batter. This is his first time up, Ezekiel Carrera. And he's batting out of PA spot. He went 0 for 3. The pitch in there for a strike. So very quickly, Bell has jumped in front. 0-2 on the new leadoff man in their batting order. 0-2 pitch. That is a called third strike. Struck him out looking on 3 pitches. 2 are gone.
Trevor Bell is not messing around. Excellent location, great framing, and this ball cuts so much that Rosario almost missed it. Right at the webbing, Terry.
Yep. Good job by Trevor Bell. He's retired the first 2 easily. Here's Phelps getting ready to bat, their new second baseman. This is his first time up. He swings from the left side against Trevor and takes that pitch for a called strike. Angels 4 runs, 8 hits. Indians no runs, 6 hits. Here's the next pitch. That one is low and inside. And the 1-1 delivery. Cut on and fouled off on the left side. That's going to get back and out of play.
Trevor Bell also in the running for that number 5 spot in that rotation. And still hobbled is Jerome Williams, who expects to be on the mound hopefully within a week.
Here's the pitch. That's fouled off on the left side. It's back and out of play. And Mike Socia hoping that maybe Phelps, or I should say Williams, can be pitching in a game for the Angels sometime early next week. The pitch, that one is low.
Yes, the other candidate, Terry, is Eric Hurley, who was slated to pitch at the other game against the Padres today. They're all seeing action here today.
Yep. There's a line drive just out of the reach of the second baseman, Moesquit. He jumped up, tried to nab it. He's a little guy to begin with, but he got up there pretty high, but it was still out of his reach. And that'll be a hit for Phelps. So he is on with a 2-out single. And it looks like the batter is going to be Juan Diaz. He's hitting out of Asdrubal Cabrera's spot. This will be Diaz's first at bat. He bats from the left side. So Bell working with runner on, 2 outs, trying to get the final out here in the 8th, with the Angels holding a 4-0 lead. Toss over to first base. The runner gets back. That little second baseman for the Angels, Kevin Moesquit.
Know where he's from?
He's from Curacao.
Yep, Willemstad.
Yep.
He went to school in Florida.
From the Netherlands Antilles. And last year he played in the Arizona Summer League. He was selected by the Angels in the 17th round of the June 2010 draft. And he did a pretty good job last year in his first year in pro ball, getting a chance to play with the Angels today here in Tempe. Here's the next one on Diaz, in there for a called strike.
Oh, Angels pitching shining again here this afternoon, having allowed only 7 hits, no runs to the Indians.
Time called. Trevor Bell stepping off the rubber. Angels have led this game since the first inning, and there were fireworks in that first inning when Ibar, the first batter of the game for the Angels, homered, and then a couple batters later, so did Pujols. Here's a bouncer hit to Perez, the shortstop. He'll go to first base in time, and that will end the inning on the ground out off the bat of Diaz. It ends on a 6-3 ground out here in the 8th. No runs, they had a hit, no errors, they leave a runner on. Bottom of the 8th coming up here in Tempe. It's 4-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Couple of changes for Cleveland as the Angels get ready to bat here in the bottom of the 8th inning, leading 4-0. The new pitcher is Hector Ambriz, and they have a new right fielder, Trevor Crow. Efren Navarro gets set to bat. He is batting for the first time today, hitting out of Torrey Hunter's spot. Torrey had a good ball game. He was 2 for 3 with a couple runs batted in. Ambriz ready. Here's the first pitch. That one is lifted high and deep down the right field side. Chasing is Crow, and out on the warning track. He will gather that one in. That ball was hit about 360 feet down that right side, but you have to get it 367 to get it out of here, and that is out number 1, just a long out. 1 away. Darwin Perez will bat. This will be his first time up. He's hitting out of Vernon Wells' spot. Vernon went 0 for 2 today. Ambriz is ready. Here's the pitch. In there for a called strike. Fans, 2012 spring training is underway. Start the Angels season now and enjoy baseball here in beautiful Tempe, Arizona for as low as $10 per seat. Log on angels.com/spring or visit the Tempe Diablo Stadium box office to purchase your tickets today. Here's the next pitch. That one is hit right up the middle, and that is going to be a base hit. So Darwin Perez singles up the middle. 1-out single here in the 8th inning.
Very nice. Hopefully he'll forget about the play he didn't make. Excellent job of hitting.
Perez, who just got that hit, that's his first one this spring, so that has to feel good. And the Angels have another young player who's going to bat, just called up from the minors here, batting out of a Braves spot in the batting order. Jimmy Swift is his name, right-handed hitter. And he takes that one for a ball. The count 1 ball and no strikes.
Youngsters join in. If you watch this game, you'll see that well, the biggest difference you'll notice who came up for the minor leagues. Just look at their helmets. Look at the difference between the big league helmets and what the minor leaguers are wearing.
There's the pitch on Swift, and he fouls that one off on the right side.
Those are big boys right there. In fact, those are specialized helmets now. They would provide more padding. And you notice also the minor league players mandatory double ear flaps.
Jimmy Swift was in the Rangers organization a little bit last year, and he was actually signed as a minor league free agent this past December by the Angels. Runner goes, throw to second, late. It's going to be a stolen base for Darwin Perez.
Darwin Perez was originally in big league camp with the Angels. He has been sent down, but taking advantage of this little break he's getting here to continue to show some things and his skills to the big league staff.
So the count 2-1 on Swift. He played his college baseball at Creighton University.
Hoping we can see C.J. Crone here before camp is over. Another Angels young slugger. First pick last year.
Two balls, 1 strike on Swift. He's 24 years old. The pitch, and that one is a little bit low, so it's 3-1 on him.
Making your pitch. Come on.
He moved around a little bit in the minors last year. He was in the Rangers organization, as I mentioned. The Angels assistant GM Scott Service signing him during the offseason. Signed him the day before Christmas.
Nice gift.
Yeah. Time called. Ambrose fakes a pickoff toss to second base. Angels are batting. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's a 4-0 Angels lead today here in Tempe. Another sellout crowd on hand. Over 9,500 here today. The next pitch on Swift, and he will take that one low and outside, and he has a walk. So now the new second baseman, Kevin Moesquit, will bat for the Angels. And the first time we've seen him bat in a game for the Angels, just up from minor league camp as well.
It reminds me of a young Eric Young, former second baseman whom we saw a few days back coaching first base for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, a little bit. Here's the pitch, and that one is low. 1 ball, no strikes.
They call him Kevin Moe up in the scoreboard until they fixed it.
I saw that. Well, when Swift was batting, they had him up there as Jimmy S.
There you go. Boy, come back from a minor league camp, and
all these guys have nicknames.
Yeah. Before you know, they'll be playing some walkout music for them.
There you go. Who's the one who knows all these nicknames? 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Moesquit. Spells his last name Moesquit. There's a pickoff toss over to second, and Perez got back.
Perez is lucky that ball did not hit him in the head. It was a semi-botched play by Ambrose and Phelps.
A hit can mean another run. The Angels have a 4-0 lead, batting with 1 out, 2 on here in the bottom of the 8th. Next pitch. Here's a high fly ball that's hit well into left field. Laporta is going back. He's at the wall, and that one is out of here.
How about that young man?
Kevin Moesquit with a 3-run homer right there. The native of the Netherland Antilles from Curacao. How about that?
Peter saying, look at the fans. I mean, they know what it means for these young players to get a chance to get one at bat. Have the big guys watch them. Nice and easy swing. Get it up until that wind stream. What a nice gesture by the Angels fans behind the dugout.
So a 3-run homer. It's 7-0 Halos.
One he will never, ever, ever forget.
There you go.
Even if he becomes a Hall of Famer, he'll remember this one.
At the plate now for the Angels is Rosario, the catcher. Well, Moesquit will probably head back to minor league camp tomorrow. He'll be the new hero in camp.
Oh, my goodness. Everybody will know about it.
We'll be bowing to him. Here's the pitch. That one is high.
Hey, he might have earned himself another trip over here. Who knows?
There you go.
Seen that happen.
Well, why not? Perez, the catcher, goes out to have a word with Ambriz, who has surrendered the home run here in this inning.
Hey, those lines of Curacao tonight will be very busy.
Yep.
Making those phone calls, celebrating with the family.
You might give our good friend Hensley Mullins a call, the Giants hitting coach who hails from the Netherland Antilles. He always puts together a dinner here in spring training for all the players from his country. He does that annually. All the young players with various teams who hail from Curacao. 2-1 is the count. 7-0 the score. Angels on top. Bottom of the 8th. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and that one is cut on and missed by Rosario. 2-2 the count. Ambriz coming into this ball game had done a nice job in 4 appearances for the Indians. 1.80 ERA. But that home run he allowed to Moesquit, the second one he's given up this spring. Here's the pitch, and that one is high. So it's a full count, 3-2. It's been all Angels today. The last time we checked, the other Angels squad was leading in their ball game against the Padres. That was 6-0 last time we heard. We'll get an update on that one. 3 balls, 2 strikes the count. Witherspoon waiting on deck. Here comes the payoff pitch, and that one is swung on and missed, and down on strikes goes Rosario. So Rosario certainly getting a lot more playing time than he ever thought today. That was his 4th at bat, 0 for 4. And Witherspoon will bat for the first time. He came in last inning as a pinch runner for Peter Borges. Well, the Angels in that game against the Padres had a 6-0 lead. And then things went haywire. The Padres scored 8 runs in the bottom of the 7th, and they have an 8-6 lead over the other Angels split squad. That game is now in the top of the 8th. 0-1 to count on Witherspoon. Here's the pitch. In there for a called strike. It's 0-2. So we'll see how that other one plays out. Could be a day where the Angels end up splitting their split squad action.
And just came into this game with a 7-5 record. Still one more scheduled split squad coming up.
There's a pitch a little bit low. And the other split squad day.
Exactly a week.
Yeah, that will be 1 week from today. And both of those games will be on the road for the Angels. One against the Brewers and one against these Indians in Goodyear.
And that's a day-night squad.
Yeah. Here's the 1-2. It's a high pop on the left side of the infield. Let's see who's going to call for it. It's a shortstop, and Juan Perez will put it away, and the inning is over. But the Angels have a little fireworks. Their third home run of the game, and it came from a young player just up from minor league camp. Kevin Moesquit, a 3-run homer in the inning. One of 2 Angel hits, also a walk in the inning. No errors and nobody left. We're headed to the 9th. It's all Angels here in Tempe. 7-0 the score on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Angels have a new pitcher on the mound as we go to the 9th inning. Halos up 7-0. Daniel Tillman will take over. He is the 6th pitcher of the day. He replaces Trevor Bell, who worked a scoreless 8th inning. Bell did give up a hit, also struck out a batter, didn't walk any. Tillman, the new pitcher for the Angels. And as far as Daniel Tillman this spring for the Halos, this is his 4th game. He's worked 3 scoreless innings, striking out 3, hasn't walked any. Has a 0 ERA. Fans, don't forget, if you are looking to entertain a group for the upcoming Kenny Chesney and Tim McGraw concert in July at the Big A, you can reserve a suite for your friends, family, or business associates. There are a variety of suite locations and sizes available. For more information or to reserve your suite, call 714-940-2094. Travis Hafner has gone all the way as the DH for the Indians, so he is batting here in the 9th inning, his 4th at bat. He has 3 singles today, and he takes the first pitch from Tillman for a ball. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Tillman is a good-looking pitching prospect in the Angels organization. Had solid numbers last year, pitching at Inland Empire and Cedar Rapids. 2.30 ERA. He's a pitcher who has a good arm, good sinking fastball, gets a lot of ground ball outs when he's going right. 1 ball, 1 strike to count here on Hafner. Here's the next pitch, and there's another hit for Hafner, a single through the left side of the infield. He went the opposite way. He's done that a couple of times today with the shift on. He's hit the ball to the left of the second base bag, and he has his 4th single of the day. So Hafner on base, and that's been the case every time he's batted. Shelley Duncan will be stepping up. Hafner has half of their hits in this ball game, and the pitch that's in there for a strike. At the plate, Duncan. Here's the 0-1. A little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike. In the Angels' other game going on in Peoria against the Padres, Hank Congers had 3 hits in that game. So has Cole Calhoun. In fact, he has a single, double, and triple in that game. A couple of RBIs for Calhoun. He's impressed some people in Angel camp. He played an A ball last year at Inland Empire. It's a pitch a little bit low for a ball. 2-1 is the count. And the next delivery, that one misses again. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Jose is headed down for the interview with Mike Scioscia right after the ball game. We'll have that on the Angels Baseball Network and also on Fox Sports West. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. Next delivery, and that one is up and in, ball 4. So a walk and 2 runners on base. Tillman off to a bit of a slow start here. The catcher Rosario goes out and has a word with him. Fans, don't forget, Welk Resorts and Angels Radio AM 830 have teamed up to bring you the official AM 830 fan club. Get AM 830 event and team news and updates all season long. Log on to am830fanclub.com. That's am830fanclub.com. Here's the pitch. And checking is Laporta. Did he go around? No, they say he was holding on that one. 1 ball, no strikes. Tillman looking at the runners, checking the lead runner and the pitch. High fly ball that's hit well into right field. Grichuk is going back. He has a beat on it and he'll make the catch out on the warning track. The runner at second. Hafner tags and moves over to third on that deep fly out. The other runner, Duncan, stays at first base. Deep out. 1 gone here in the 9th inning. And the next batter, before he gets a chance to bat, we'll see the Angels meet out at the mound. Mike Butcher is going to talk things over with Daniel Tillman before he gets a chance to face Trevor Crowe, who will be batting for the first time in today's game. If you missed it earlier today, Kendrys Morales was back playing baseball in a game in minor league camp. He had 5 at-bats. He had 2 hits. He was the DH today. It was the first time he had played in a game since the 29th of May, 2010. And everyone was excited for Kendrys to get back on the field, participating again. Here's a pitch that's fouled back by Crowe. No balls and 1 strike. Also in this game today, and there is another Angel team playing against the Padres in Peoria. The Angels starting catcher today here in Tempe, Chris Iannetta, took a foul tip off his right elbow and he had to leave the ball game. And we're told that he has a bit of a contusion on his, as far as that right elbow, and he's listed as day-to-day. Angels don't think it's anything too severe. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Crowe. Infield back at double play depth. Here's the next pitch. That's low and inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Trevor Crowe, as he swings from the left side here for the Indians. First round pick of Cleveland back in 2005. The pitch that's fouled back behind the plate. He missed most of last season because of shoulder surgery, so he's kind of on the comeback trail here this spring. 2-2 the count on him. Garrett Richards was outstanding in his start today, going 4 innings, didn't walk, and he struck out 6. And check the Indians on 3 hits, no runs. 2-2 on Crow. Again, fouled back to the screen. So it's still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tillman mentioned he has a good sinking fastball, a very good slider, and he'll throw a changeup as well. Average better than a strikeout per inning last season. And a ball. He set the 2-2 pitch, and that caught the outside corner, struck him out looking. Crow not too happy with the call by Rob Drake, the home plate umpire. That is the first strikeout in the ball game for Daniel Tillman. 2 gone here in the 9th. 1 more out to go. 10 strikeouts today for Angel pitching. No walks. Yesterday's ball game against the Reds, the Angels pitchers in that one didn't have nearly as many strikeouts, but they also had a game where they didn't walk a batter as well. So the pitching has been very good. Angels pitchers checked the Reds on 4 hits and 1 run yesterday, and they're checking the Indians on no runs today. They've had 8 hits. 1 ball, no strikes on Chisenhall. Here's the pitch. He takes that one low. 2-0 the count. Chisenhall's gone all the way for them at third base. They're trying to decide whether he's going to be their third baseman this season or Jack Hanahan. Left-handed batter. The 2-0 delivery. It's outside, ball 3. It's 3-0. Tillman trying to get the final out. He had 14 saves last year in the minors. Former 2nd-round pick of the Angels back in the 2010 draft. Here's the pitch, and that one is in there for a strike. Tillman had a birthday a couple of days ago. On a Wednesday, he turned 23 years old. The count's 3-1. The next pitch fouled off on the left side, so it's a full count. And now they're down to their final strike in this ball game. Tillman trying to wrap it up right here, facing Chisenhall, the Indians' third baseman. We'll see if he can take care of business here against them. The count full. The 3-2 pitch fouled off again on the left side, backing out of play. So we'll do it again with the count holding. Angels today pitching well and hitting well. 7 runs, 3 home runs for the Angels today. The 3-2 pitch, and that is a called third strike, and the ball game is over. Struck him out looking and came back to get Chisenhall after Tillman had fallen behind 3-1. Gotta like that. No runs in the inning, 1 hit, 1 walk, no errors. They leave a pair on base. They strand runners at first and third. Angels coming away with the victory today as they beat the Cleveland Indians and shut them out by the final score of 7-0. With the victory, the Angels now 8-5, pending the outcome of the other game against the Padres and the Cleveland Indians. Their record now is 4-8-3. They've had 3 ties so far this spring. Solid day of baseball for the Angels. Halos with the 7 runs on 10 hits. I mentioned earlier the Angels had 3 home runs in today's ball game. 1 by Eric Ibar, 1 by Albert Pujols, and 1 by a pitcher up from minor league, or a hitter I should say, up from minor league camp. That was Kevin Moesquit, who got the fans excited with his home run in the bottom of the 8th. Let's go down to Jose Mota and Angels manager Mike Scioscia.
Mike, you've been waiting for this there for a long time. Let's start with what happened in the backfields today with Kendrys Morales. How encouraging is that for you?
Well, it gives us a big lift. He had a great workout, ran the bases well, came out of it fine, went down and got some at-bats on the minor league side, and we'll see when he feels good, we'll start to fold him in up here.
Confidence is obviously building with your offense. The key pieces are clicking right now. How big is confidence as you move along here in spring?
Well, as these guys start to get, the 20 and 30 at-bats under their belt, you want to start to see them get their timing come. Torrey, some big 2-out hits today. Obviously Albert drove the ball, and Eric also. So You know, it's a stage right now. We're hoping there'll be all more pitches, and then that situational hitting, which is important to us, will start to come together.
The bullpen, the starter is pretty solid. Garrett Richards, but also tell me about Jason Isringhausen and what you saw from the veteran this afternoon.
You know, Izzy's a guy that has had a terrific career. He still has a lot of life in his arm. Threw some terrific breaking balls today, and I think that you know, combined with his fastball, he's an interesting guy. If he can click the way he did for most of last year, he'll be important to us.
Mike, for every Albert Pujols and Howie Kendrick and Eric Ibar, there's a Kevin Moesquit out there.
Yeah.
And the youngster developed for you today. What did you see in the youngster?
That kid's all smiles. He'll have a lifelong memory right now. And if he gets to the major leagues, he can say, hey, remember when? And just a great thrill for him to come up and hit a home run.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay. All right, Jose.
Terry.
All right, thanks, Jose. The Angels come away with the victory today as they blank the Cleveland Indians by the final score of 7-0. For those of you watching on TV, Jose and Tim Salmon, along with Victor Rojas, will have a lot more post-game analysis on the radio side. We'll have more for you from Tempe as well. This is the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West, driven by your Southern California Mazda dealers.